Hey there. Today we're going to learn how to put together the clarinet. So the first thing to do is take out a reed and gently put it in your mouth and get it soaking. So by the time the clarinet's put together, your reed is soaked and ready to play. I'm not going to soak mine because I need to keep talking. But go ahead and put that reed in your mouth, being careful not to chip it. And the next thing we'll do is make sure that these corks have some cork grease on them. So if you haven't done so already, take your cork grease. Hopefully you have some. If you don't, you can use some chapstick. Just put a little layer of cork grease on all the corks so that the parts slide together easily. Alright, so we have this part here and the bell of the clarinet, and we're going to gently twist that bell on, and make sure when you're gripping the clarinet that you're distributing your grip evenly over the keys and not just pressing really hard on one key. If you do that, you might bend a key. Okay, so we have the bell and the lower part of the clarinet put together. And this next part is a little tricky. We're going to put this part on this part. And you want to make sure to grip this with your left hand and press down one of these keys so that that key right there comes up. And that'll make room for this key right here to slide under there. If you don't have that up, those keys could run into each other and that could cause a little damage. So with your left hand, press down that key and grip and twist that lower part on there. And those parts right there should be lined up. Okay? You want to make sure it shouldn't look like that, shouldn't look like this. It should be lined up nice and straight right there. Okay, next part is the barrel. So just going to twist that on gently, just like we did with the other parts. That one's pretty easy. And next is the mouthpiece. So we're going to first remove the cap and the ligature. So take the ligature off, and gripping the barrel, you're going to gently twist on the mouthpiece. And the hole of the mouthpiece should be lined up with this key right here. So this key, just imagine a line that continues and goes right to the middle of the mouthpiece hole. Okay? Next, we're going to slide the ligature on, and make sure you have the ligature going the right direction, like this. If you put it on backwards, it's not going to fit. So, it goes on like this, and my ligature has the screws on the opposite side of the mouthpiece as the reed, but for this video, since most ligatures have the screws on the same side as the reed, I'll flip mine around. So we grab our reed carefully, as always, and with your left hand, I use my thumb and I push up the ligature just a little bit to make room for the thick end of the reed to go between the ligature screws and the flat part of the mouthpiece, the table of the mouthpiece it's called. Okay, and once you have the reed like that, so you can just see a little bit of the black mouthpiece peeking over the top of the reed. Once you have it in that position, and it needs to be pretty precise, you can slide down the ligature. I need to loosen the screws on mine a little bit more. And when it's in place, like that, you can tighten those screws. And you don't need to tighten them too much, just enough so that the ligature holds the reed in place and there's no looseness, no wiggling around. Okay, so that's it. It's together now. So the things that are easy to forget, make sure when you're putting the two middle parts together that you hold down that key to lift up that little mechanism there so that this mechanism can slide underneath it without running into it. All right. Okay, have fun.